I'm going to be using my timer because I try to keep my lessons under 15 minutes so they'll upload to YouTube. So I'm flipping the timer and we're going to try to probably do 2 videos today, but no Think Central assignment because the concept that we're covering is really difficult and I don't want you to be frustrated the first time you get on Think Central. So we're going to do all of our work today in our notes. So right now you have your Do Now page. Let me make sure that is clear for you, so you can read it well, and go ahead and pause your video and you're going to work out these problems. So I'm going to give you a couple little hints. You have to list prime numbers here first and then try some multiplication facts to see which one. This one does take a little while, so if you don't get to all of these in the 5 minutes, just do what you can do. This next one right here, the prime factorization, you'd have to know how to do prime factorization, and if you do, you'll end up with numbers like 11 and 13. Here it says if each digit of the code increases from left to right, what is the code? So you actually have to take the number 13 apart and have it be the digit 1 and a digit 3, because 3 and 1 are the digits that make up the number 13. Here is a practice problem. This is what we're going to be learning today with division. And this just is a review from probably 4th grade division so that we are ready for today's 6th grade division, which could be a little difficult. And then try this using compatible numbers. So go ahead and pause. All right, as you restart the video, we're going to go over our answers and I'm going to tell you how I worked out these problems. So we are looking here for number 1 for 2 prime numbers that are consecutive, and the word consecutive means one right after the other. So if you list all the prime numbers, like 1 and 2 are consecutive, 3 and 5 are consecutive, they're next to each other. So what I did is I listed a bunch of prime numbers up to 53, and then they tried 53 first. I did 51 times 53. That was too big because we're trying to fit it between 1,000 and 1,500. This is 2,703, too big. So then I tried this 43 times 47, and this one, the answer was also too big. So I went back to the 21 times 37, and I got 1,147. I also tried the 37 times 41, and that was too big. So I knew that I was right in the correct range here with this number. So it's the 31 times 37 equals 1,147. That is the code, or I think it's her PIN number. Okay, so next we were going to do the prime factorization of 5,005. So I divided it by 5 because I know that a number that ends in a 0 or 5 can always be divided by 5. So I put my 5 here, which is already a prime number, so I just kept that line prime. Then over here, this is the answer, the quotient to the division problem. 5,005 divided by 5 equals 1,001. I went ahead and I tried to look for a number that would go into that, and I thought maybe 11 would fit, so I tried that. 11 is a prime number. And so here we have 11 times 91 equals 1,001. I took 91, and this was a little tough, but I know that 7 goes into 21, and that ends in a 1. So I was thinking, well, maybe 7 will fit into 91, and it did 13 times. So here we have our prime factorization, the number 5, 11, 7, and 13. So at first I thought, that's not right. They're asking for 6 digits. This doesn't make sense. Well, it does make sense because this number has 2 digits and this number has 2 digits. So we have 4 digits, 5 digits, 6 digits, and then I just put all the digits in order because it said that the code increases from left to right. So those 2 were tough and they were brain teasers. So if you did any of those, you did a really great job. Next, I did division, and I wanted to remind you of this little this reminder that teachers have given you in the past. Sometimes you'll see a little C in here for check. This is divide. So let's look here. 3 divides into 7. We're going to divide 7 by 3. You get a 2. So that is, then we're going to multiply M. 2 times 3 is 6. Then S, subtract. 7 minus 6 is 1. Bring down the 5. Now, you sometimes do check back to make sure that 1, before that you actually bring down the 5, you check to make sure the 1 is smaller than 3. If it's bigger than 3, you could have fit more groups in there. So next, I went ahead, did the subtraction, brought down the 5. 3 fits into 15 5 times, and it goes in there evenly. So when I subtract, I get 0. Then we bring down the 9. 3 goes into 9 3 times, right? And so then 3 times 3 is 9. And let's write that in there for you. So we're going to subtract and get 0. And then we have the 0 left. And every bottom number over here needs a top number. So you can't just leave off the 0. You have to say, okay, I'm still bringing that 0 down. 3 goes into 0 0 times. So you have 2,530. And then finally, I asked you to use compatible numbers to estimate this number 4. And I know that 21 is easily divided by 7. So I rounded this to 21,000 and this to 70. That was already 70. So then I know that if I'm dividing with a digit that has a 0 in it, I can just get rid of that 10's place or that 1's place and then also this 1's place and see how many times 7 will fit into 21, which is 3, and then 0, 0. Now you could have also worked this out like this. If you don't know your placeholder rules yet, some of you probably learned that last year, and I'm not sure how much of that your teachers were able to get to. So we could look at it this way, and we could say 70 fits into 210 3 times evenly. Bring down the 0, 70 goes into 0 0 times. Bring down another 0, 70 goes into 0 0 times, and still get the number 300. So either way, that will work for you. Okay, that is our do now activity. So now I'm going to have you take out your notes. Actually, I'm going to break this into 3 sections today. So that was the first one. I'm going to have you make sure you have your notes, your pencil, and then I'm going to do this. I'm going to explain what we're doing today. And then we'll get started taking some notes. But I think that's going to take at least 15 minutes. So I'm going to restart the video, and I'll see you back here to take some notes.